So here we are, guys. We are in the dev server, and today I'm gonna test to you guys all the new without AOA or COBRA maneuvers that you can do in all the aircraft that receive it. Basically, we're gonna take a look on all the aircraft that can do these button of turn it on and off the maneuver mode down there, and basically measure the amount of AOA that we can pull, because that's the major thing. These things can pull more AOA because of that. Okay, of course these will change from speed to speed, but it is a general way. We are using War Thunder real-time information, so let's get to it with the new aircraft, right? So let's do like a 750 over here, full afterburner, 800, 28 degrees, 28.2, 0.1, yeah, so 28 degrees, which is amazing for any aircraft, we gotta be honest. But let's test it out with the AOA limit off now. Let's see, and a little bit more. 30, oh my god, 30, 40, 41, 41.7. So you can see that it pulls a lot more than before, like a lot more. This amount of AOA is crazy, man. So you can see the differences, right? With the COBRA maneuver button, you can pull a lot more AOA, and we're gonna test it out with all the vehicles that have these right now. So we start off with the F-18. Let's go to the Su-30, and then we go to some other Sukhois as well. By the way, you have to look at up here, see where my mouse is? AOA 52 degrees. Okay, so check it out, this little thing here, it's the most important one. So here we go. Let's do with the normal pull. Let's see, 24. Okay, I'm passing out, hold up. So yeah, 24, 25. So it's not the greatest thing ever, as you see, but then I mean, we are with the Su-30 here. Then check it out with the COBRA button, right? Or the AOA limit off. Let's do it. Oh my god, 90 degrees, more than I did. I don't even need to say. I mean, it's just, it's whatever AOA you want. that was weird, man. A 90-degree pull? What is that? I mean, yeah, look at that. It passes from 90 degrees. Jesus Christ. Let's test it out with the normal Sukhois. But you can already see like how much you can actually pull. It's way better, like way better. Let's do with the SM over here. So again, the normal pull. It's 20, 22, a little bit less than the Su-30, as you see. I'm gonna pass out. It still pulls a lot of turn, but still it is very limited, as you see. Let's take a little bit of speed. Of course, these have the better engines of the Sukhois. Yeah, there we go, like 90 degrees as well. So you can see that these Sukhois can literally pull the like 90-degree pulls of AOA, right? Which is expected, but you can, you know, kind of see what is the difference between an F-18 and Su-30, Su-27, and the aircraft that we're gonna see, right? These aircraft will mean that they can do whatever they want with the nose with a simple click of a button, which is pretty cool. Now we're gonna test out the MiG-29s over here, because they received finally that, which is amazing. Let's test the normal MiG-29. But yeah, finally the MiG-29 will have more AOA, or more nose authority to pull the maneuvers that it should actually pull, right? So let's do a little bit of engine over here, normal pull. So yeah, as you see, I mean, very limited, way less than the other ones. And yeah, that's the main problem with the MiG-29 right now, right? It cannot pull anything else than 20 something degrees. Maybe not even with the thing. So yeah, the thrust weight obviously is amazing for that, but oh my god, I need to turn to the left. Look at this. Yeah, now we are talking 49, 47. He can control. Of course, he will. There is a very realistic feel on the flight model of this aircraft now. And why is that? Because if you take a look, this is a very common thing on MiG-29s, okay guys? If you keep pulling, you will notice that I'm just pulling, but the aircraft will start to roll out, okay? It starts to roll. how do they control this in real life? They don't use ailerons because the ailerons barely have any type of control there because of the way that the aircraft is flying. So you have to use your tail section, okay? So basically how we're gonna do is pull like this, and if the aircraft starts to roll to the other side, you keep the nose in with the rudder, okay? But look at this, a MiG-29 in a normal flight being able to pull 40 degrees of AOA. Look at that. So yeah, you see the reverse swirl that the aircraft is actually having. You have to control that with the rudder. This is very realistic actually, because it's something that real life MiG-29 pilots have to learn how to do. And even the SMT, man, the SMT, oh my god, give this aircraft an R77-1 and I will be done. I'm not gonna even play with my Su-30 anymore. This will be my favorite aircraft. Of course, it is my favorite, not the SMT particularly, but the MiG-29, right, is my particularly favorite aircraft of the Russians. 22 degrees, still can pull a little bit, but nothing too crazy, right? Let's see with the AOA limits. Yeah, see, I mean, you can do kind of a Cobra 46. Reverse roll, of course, you have to control it with the oh, flat spin. Yeah, I didn't control it properly, but yeah, it can do like 47, a little bit less than the normal MiG-29, but of course it is because it is a heavier aircraft. It still has the same power and everything, and this was added for all the MiG-29s, okay? All the 912s, 913s, the 912G for the Germans, every single one of them. Okay, so don't you worry. So let's leave the Russians a little bit. Of course, all the Sukhois will be able to do that, okay? The MiG-29s, Yak-141 cannot do that, okay? None of the third generation jets as well. Then we go for the Europeans. The Europeans received this. Yes, guys, the Europeans. The Eurofighter Typhoon got this. We have the Rafale, the Gripen, all the European aircraft. They have these now. So let's test it out again. Pretty good AOA already. I mean, look at this. Amazing AOA for normal pull. 26 degrees. This is very, very good. I mean, look at this. I mean, this thing can pull a lot of nose. And yeah, of course, it is one of the best aircraft out there right now, right? But then look at this. 30, 35, 40. That's good. 40. It was like, yeah, briefly it can do 40. And it keeps pulling and going back and pulling and going back. And it just maintains that. So a lot more nose authority. The funny part is that technically the MiG-29 has even more, but it's harder to control. This thing is way easier to control and can maintain the 40 for a lot longer than a MiG-29, right? So, but yeah, it's just amazing. Sometimes it is a little bit weird to fly like this, but you get the idea. Now you have abilities to pull a lot more. What does this mean? Missile shots can be easier to do. You can just pull, shoot, and then return, right? Or do kind of something like that in a dogfight. But you do have to remember, obviously, this is obvious, guys, the more AOA you pull, the less energy you will have. You will lose speed, but you can see that the Eurofighter can pull a lot more than what it was before. Almost like twice as much, like 15 degrees more. So a lot better for the Eurofighter. Let's go for the other European fighters. We go to the Rafale now. None of the other ones got it, by the way. No F-16s, okay? Mirage 2000, Mirage 4000. None of them received that, okay? Only the Rafale in the French Tech Tree, which is weird, but it makes sense at the same time. You know how it is, right? But anyway, the Rafale will be able to control itself a little bit better as well. It will be very similar to the Eurofighter. So you can see 26, very similar to the Eurofighter. It's lighter. It means that it ended up even turning even better than the Eurofighter sometimes. Not by much, but it is. And then with the Cobra button, a little bit more than the Eurofighter, but it goes down quicker. You can do kind of a Cobra sometimes, depending on the speed that you are. See, it kind of bounces back, it goes to 50 and then returns. So the Eurofighter is a little bit more controllable and I'm getting dizzy with this video, but yeah, 40 degrees, you can maintain a 40 degree AOA pretty easily, but you can beat to 50, so yeah, even more, you can do kind of a Cobra, see? So a little bit better than the Eurofighter, but a little bit more unstable. The Eurofighter, I feel like, is a little bit more stable to control the aircraft doing that flight. And then we go for the Gripen. I will go to the American aircraft, don't you worry, okay? But let's do the Europeans one before, because it's just crazy how much these aircraft pull. It's a crazy amount of pull that these aircraft can do. Some of these aircraft apparently do not have this button, and they are having it. So I don't know, you tell me what is the aircraft they should get these or not. I know the Russians, of course, have in all their aircraft, but still. 26, amazing pull. 27, of course, it has less energy retention than some of the other aircraft, but it's still pretty great. 26, you know, pretty good. Let's breathe it a little bit. Let's go to the other side now. And yeah, a lot less actually, even with the Cobra button on. A lot less, almost barely feelable. It is pulling more, but it's not by much. That is weird. I wasn't expecting this. Let me get faster. Yeah, it's barely different, the amount of AOA. I mean, you can feel that it's turning a little bit more, but it's barely feelable. I mean, it did a 32 there, so it can pull some moments that it pulls to 30. So it is a little bit more, but not by much, which is kind of funny. I wasn't expecting this. Was expecting the Gripen to do almost of a backflip here, but yeah, see, like 26, 27 without it, and like 30 max with it. So yeah, the Gripen, probably the least interesting one in regards of how much AOA it can actually pull, how much turn is actually pulling compared to the other Europeans. They said that this aircraft is actually received as well. I have to test it. I didn't test yet. So yeah, let's do an empty aircraft. Of course, if you have weight, it will be way worse. Obviously, it will pull less and less and less depending on how much weight you have. Let's see the J35. Yeah, it does have the Cobra button. It's already a kind of a crazy aircraft to fly without the Cobra button, but imagine now, right? So let me get a little bit of speed. And it's already pretty great for a third generation jet. 25, okay, that's pretty good. It can pull a lot, but it starts to lose the speed, right? Let's see with the Cobra button on or the AOA limiter off. A little bit more speed. This thing is a slower aircraft than some of the others. Let's see. A lot of compression. Oh my god, yeah, 45 we reached. Yeah, 46, 40. Oh, this is pretty good actually. It can pull a lot more than it was before, so you can do some Cobras and stuff. Let me do try to do a normal Cobra over here with this thing. This is obviously, if I'm not mistaken, the first aircraft to ever do the Cobra, the J35, right? Let's try to do it. Kind of limited, I gotta say. It's not really pulling, so I think it's not really ready. Maybe let's do a little bit more speed. I mean, it does the Cobra, but it's kind of a climb Cobra, and it's not really, it doesn't really work very well. I mean, it is a Cobra, but it's, I mean, I'm comparing to an Su-27, right? So of course it's gonna be different. So it does the Cobra, but it's kind of a slower and very smooth Cobra. Let's see. It can do it, but it's way less impressive than the Su-27s, which makes sense. This is a very old aircraft compared to the Su-27, right? So the Americans are gonna be the last ones. So no Cobra button for the F-16s, okay? F4 third generation jets, I don't think. I checked most of them, so yeah. But F-18s, of course, that we checked, and then the other aircraft that received these, it is the F-15. I don't think you will have much of a difference. The F-15E also got this, okay? But it is still a button to try to get a little bit of nose authority. Remember, guys, this is basically the button to give you nose authority. That's kind of it. So 22. Okay, very similar to other fourth generation jets with the AOA limiter on. Amazing energy retention, of course. Let me get a little bit of speed. Let's see if I pull now. Yeah, a lot more already. Not a lot more, but it's more. Okay, 30 degrees, and it's maintaining a lot of energy retention. 32, 33. You'll be able to pull more. Maybe if you do kind of a... Yeah, it starts to do a reverse roll as well. You have to control it with the rudder. So it can pull more than 30, depending on situation, but you are on the limit of the aircraft, and to be honest, it is barely usable. It's like the... it's a little bit like the 40 degrees of the MiG-29, right? It doesn't feel like it's gonna maintain too much. So the good part is that, oh my god, we are in a very slow dogfight. I can just pull to the side and try to launch a missile. That's the objective of this button, okay? But Cobra maneuvers, they're not useful. Maybe not, normally. From time to time they will be, but normally they will not. The major thing about this is not the Cobra maneuver, guys. It is the nose authority to be able to just pull, like really quickly, launch a missile, give a shot with the gun, and then you are safe. So the F-15, very similar to something like the MiG-29 in feeling, you know, it pulls less than the Eurofighter, Rafale, and of course way less than the Sukhois as well. But it's still here. It is still something that will help this aircraft to be a little bit better. Some people were saying that this aircraft does not have a button to do that, but I don't know, you tell me in the comments. But basically this is it. As you can see, a lot of new aircraft with this mechanic, and of course they do make these aircraft better. You can choose to have nose authority or a more controlled flight path to have a better energy retention, and you can control that and choose whatever you want to do. So that's the best part about this, okay? But basically this is it. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and bye guys, see ya.